Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Whether you're a longtime fan of Heartland or just discovering this incredible series, you're in for a treat today. Grab your favorite snack, get comfortable, and let's dive into the heartwarming and heart-wrenching world of the Fleming Bartlett family. What if everything you believed in was suddenly put to the test? What if the people you trusted the most were forced to make impossible choices? Heartland Season 19 is not just another chapter in their journey, it's a turning point. This time, the stakes are higher than ever. Secrets will be exposed, relationships will be tested, and the heart of Heartland itself might never be the same. Brace yourself for an emotional roller coaster because this season is about to change everything. So, are you ready to join us as we explore the drama, love, and challenges that await in Heartland Season 19? Let's get started. Life at Heartland has always been full of challenges, but this time, something feels different. The ranch, once a place of healing and second chances, is now at the center of a storm brewing beneath the surface. Amy Fleming, still carrying the weight of the past, finds herself at a crossroads. She has spent years dedicating herself to helping horses, but deep down, she knows that something is missing. The echoes of Ty's loss still linger in her heart, but a new presence in her life forces her to question if she's truly ready to move on. Meanwhile, Lou Fleming, now firmly settled as Hudson's mayor, struggles to balance her career with her responsibilities at the ranch. The demands of politics have pulled her away from the place she once called home, and tensions rise when a controversial decision threatens the future of Heartland itself. Unbeknownst to her, someone from her past is about to re-enter her life, bringing with them a secret that could shake her entire world. Jack Bartlett, the wise and steady anchor of the family, senses that something is wrong. Years of experience have taught him that trouble always comes when you least expect it, and his instincts tell him that danger is closer than ever. He keeps a watchful eye on the ranch, especially as a series of strange events begin to unfold. Missing supplies, unexplained injuries among the horses, and an unease settling over Heartland. Could it be a coincidence, or is there something far more sinister at play? As for Tim Fleming, his relentless drive to prove himself never fades. With his new rodeo school gaining attention, he finds himself drawn into a rivalry that could cost him everything. But when an unexpected visitor arrives with a shocking claim, Tim is forced to confront a truth he's been avoiding for years. The past has a way of catching up, and this time, running away isn't an option. And then there's Lisa Stillman, who has always stood by Jack's side. However, even she is unable to ignore the family's rising tension. As whispers of financial struggle surface, Lisa realizes that Heartland's future may not be as secure as they once thought. A difficult decision looms ahead, one that could change the ranch forever. With each passing day, the pressure builds. The peace of Heartland is about to be shattered, and no one is prepared for what's coming next. Will the family be able to weather the storm together when it finally arrives? Or will this be the moment that causes them to fall apart? As the days unfold, the unease at Heartland grows stronger. Amy can't shake the feeling that something is off. The horses, who are usually her greatest source of comfort, appear restless in response to the lingering tension, which is invisible. Then, out of nowhere, Amy sees a face from her past, a stranger, at first, but one whose presence brings back memories she thought she had forgotten. The man claims to have known Ty, and with him, he brings a message, one that could either bring closure or open wounds that have barely healed. But the specters of the past aren't just a problem for Amy. Lou begins receiving anonymous threats as a result of her political career's demands. At first, she dismisses them as the work of a disgruntled citizen unhappy with her recent decisions as mayor. But when those threats become personal, mentioning her daughters, her family, and even the ranch, she realizes that this isn't just politics. Someone is watching, waiting, and ready to strike. And the worst part? She is unsure of who to rely on. Jack, always the protector, senses the shift in the air. He's been through enough in his lifetime to know when danger is near. He starts to notice things, footsteps outside the house late at night, shadows moving near the barn, and a feeling deep in his gut that tells him something bad is coming. Lisa, on the other hand, dismisses his confiding in her as paranoia. After all, Heartland has always been safe, or has it? Tim, on the other hand, has his own battles to fight. His rodeo school is being attacked, but not by rivals, but by an unseen force that wants to see him fail. First, his best horse is injured under mysterious circumstances. Then, a freak accident that doesn't quite add up kills one of his students. And just when he thinks it can't get any worse, he receives a letter that turns his world upside down, a claim that shakes him to his core. Could it be true? Could he have a past mistake coming back to haunt him in the worst way possible? As all of this unfolds, Lisa makes a discovery that sends a chill down her spine. While reviewing old financial records for Heartland, she finds discrepancies, money missing, land titles under review, and documents suggesting that someone, somewhere, is trying to take Heartland away from them. But who and why? The past has a way of creeping back in when you least expect it, and at Heartland, the shadows are closing in. The family has faced many hardships before, but this time, it's different. This time, the adversary is not simply an external one. Rather, it is something that is deeply rooted in their past. And as the pieces start falling into place, one thing becomes terrifyingly clear. Heartland is in danger, and if they don't act fast, they could lose everything. Tensions at Heartland reach a boiling point, as the family begins to realize that the threats surrounding them are not just coincidences. They are calculated, deliberate, and dangerously personal. The past is no longer just a memory, it is a living force, creeping into their present and threatening their future. But the worst part? The betrayal isn't coming from the outside. It's coming from within. Amy's world is shaken when she discovers that the mysterious stranger who claimed to have known Ty may not have been telling the full truth. Digging deeper, she finds inconsistencies in his story, details that don't add up, timelines that don't match. And then, a letter arrives, a letter written in Ty's handwriting, one she never knew existed. But how? And why is it surfacing now, years after his death? The words in the letter hint at a secret T was keeping something he never told her, something that could change everything she thought she knew about the man she loved. Lou's paranoia grows as the threats against her intensify. At first, she tries to keep them hidden, not wanting to worry her family. But then, a break-in at the mayor's office changes everything. Her files are ransacked, her personal records stolen, and a chilling message is left behind: you can't protect them now. It's no longer just about her position as mayor, it's about her daughters, her family, and everything she holds dear. Heartland itself is desperate. She turns to the only person she believes can help her, Peter. But the moment she does, she realizes something terrifying. Someone close to her has been feeding information to the enemy. Jack's instincts tell him that the danger is closer than they all realize. When he confronts Lisa about the financial discrepancies, she finally admits the truth. Heartland's ownership is not as secure as they believed. Someone has been buying up land surrounding the ranch, slowly closing in, preparing for something big. But who? And how have they managed to stay hidden for so long? As Jack starts to investigate, he comes across an old name, one he hasn't heard in years. When he finds out who's behind the land grab, he feels the weight of a past mistake crashing down on him. This isn't just about money, it's about revenge. Tim, still reeling from the shocking letter he received, begins to suspect that his rodeo school is being sabotaged by someone he once trusted. When a second accident occurs, this time almost fatal, he is forced to face a painful truth. His biggest enemy may not be a rival or a competitor. It may be someone standing right beside him. But before he can act, he is blindsided by yet another revelation, a DNA test that confirms the unthinkable. He has a child he never knew about, and that child is much closer than he ever imagined. As the cracks in the family's trust grow deeper, one final betrayal shatters them completely. A hidden contract is uncovered, revealing that Heartland itself is on the verge of being sold by someone within the family, someone they never suspected. The realization hits like a thunderclap. They have been fighting an enemy on the outside when all along, the real danger was right there in their midst. Just as they begin to piece it all together, the storm finally hits. A fire breaks out at the ranch, an act of destruction meant to send a message. Heartland is under attack, and this time, it may not survive. Flames light up the night sky as Heartland burns. The fire spreads fast, consuming everything in its path: the barns, the fields, the very heart of what the family has built over generations. The air is thick with smoke, the terrified cries of the horses cutting through the chaos. Amy, Jack, Tim, and the others race against time, trying to save what they can. But deep down, they all know the truth. This was no accident. Someone set this fire. Someone wanted Heartland to fall. Amy, fueled by desperation, throws herself into the flames to free the trapped horses. The ranch has always been her sanctuary, but now it feels like a battleground. As she struggles to lead Spartan to safety, a memory flashes in her mind, her father's voice, his promise that Heartland would always be their home. In that moment, she realizes something. This fire isn't just about destruction, it's a warning. Whoever is behind this wants them gone. Jack watches helplessly as the ranch he has dedicated his life to goes up in smoke. He has fought for this land, protected it through every hardship, but now he wonders, has he failed? Has he let the enemy get too close? His hands shake as he helps Lisa to safety, his heart pounding with the terrifying realization that they might lose everything. But then, through the smoke and chaos, a single thought hardens his resolve. Heartland is not just land, it's family. And as long as they stand together, they still have a chance. Lou, still reeling from the betrayals that have surfaced, steps into her role as leader. She spent years making decisions for Hudson, but now she has to fight for something far more personal, her home. As the firefighters struggle to contain the blaze, she pieces together the final clues, the land grab, the financial sabotage, the break-in at her office. It all connects. And then it hits her. The person behind this has been hiding in plain sight, all along someone they trusted, someone who wanted Heartland for themselves. Tim, his body aching from pushing through the flames, finally faces the truth. His rodeo school was never the real target. He was. The letter, the DNA test, the accidents, they were all distractions meant to keep him away while the real attack happened. And now, as he watches his family fight to save Heartland, he makes a decision. He's done running from his past. It's time to confront it. As dawn breaks over the smoldering ruins of the ranch, the true battle begins. The fire may be out, but the war for Heartland is far from over. The enemy is still out there, watching, waiting for them to crumble. But what they don't realize is that the Fleming Bartlett family has never been more united. They're coming for the truth, they're coming for justice, and most of all, they're coming to take back what's theirs. The dust has barely settled, the ashes of Heartland still smoldering, but the fight is far from over. The family may have survived the fire, but now comes the hardest part, uncovering the truth and facing the one responsible. No more secrets, no more running. The time for answers has arrived. Amy, shaken but determined, refuses to let fear consume her. With Spartan by her side, she retraces every clue, every strange encounter that led to this moment. And then she finds it, a hidden document buried in old records at the ranch, a contract signed long ago, one that links the land grabs, the financial sabotage, and the threats. The signature at the bottom sends a chill down her spine. It's someone close, someone they never suspected. Lo, after days of sleepless nights and relentless searching, finally confronts the person who has been undermining them from the start, a former family friend, someone they trusted. A deal was made in secret. Heartland was supposed to be sold piece by piece, dismantled without the family realizing it until it was too late. But when that plan failed, the fire was set to speed things up. The betrayal cuts deep. Lou's hands tremble as she holds the evidence in front of them. Why? She asks, her voice barely above a whisper. And the answer she receives is one she never expected. Jack, his heart heavy, steps forward. The past has come back to haunt him, but this time, he won't let it take his family down. He looks the traitor in the eyes, sees the greed, the bitterness, the twisted justification. But Jack knows one thing for certain. Heartland was built on love, resilience, and family. And no matter how deep the betrayal, the ranch will survive. Tim, after uncovering the shocking truth about his unknown child, is forced to make an impossible choice. Does he walk away and leave the past buried, or does he step up and take responsibility? In the end, he chooses what he never has before, family over pride. It won't be easy, and the road ahead is uncertain, but for the first time in his life, he's ready to face it. With undeniable proof in their hands, the Fleming Bartlett family takes their fight to the authorities. The land, the finances, the arson, all of it is exposed. Justice will be served. The enemy who tried to destroy them will face the consequences. Heartland may be wounded, but it is not broken. As the sun sets over the ranch, the family stands together, stronger than ever. The scars of this battle will take time to heal, but one thing is clear: Heartland is still standing. And as long as they have each other, nothing will ever take it away from them. A new chapter begins, and though challenges will always come, the heart of Heartland remains unshaken. Because at the end of the day, this place is more than just land, it's home. And home is worth fighting for. Just when the family thinks they have uncovered the full truth, another shocking revelation shakes Heartland to its core. The betrayal they uncovered was only the tip of the iceberg. The enemy they thought they had defeated was merely a pawn in a much bigger game, one that has been in motion for years. Amy, unable to shake the feeling that something is still missing, digs deeper into the documents she found. Hidden in the fine print of an old land deal, she discovers something unthinkable. Heartland's land wasn't just at risk, it had never truly belonged to them in the way they thought. Decades ago, a secret deal was made. Someone in the family had signed away a portion of the land's rights in exchange for something valuable. But who? And why was this secret buried for so long? Jack, hearing Amy's discovery, feels the weight of the past pressing down on him. He knows that secrets don't stay buried forever. He has seen this before: land disputes, false ownership claims, and long-forgotten deals resurfacing at the worst times. But this one is different. This one is personal. And then it hits him. He remembers a conversation from years ago, something his father once told him in passing. One day, this land might not be ours anymore. And when that day comes, you'll have to fight for it. Lo, still trying to clean up the mess left behind by the betrayal, now faces another nightmare. If the documents Amy found are true, then Heartland's very foundation is in question. All this time, they had believed they were fighting against an outside enemy. But now, it looks like the true threat has been hidden in legal loopholes and forgotten promises. The question is, who is behind it? Meanwhile, Tim is forced to confront his own secret, his unknown child, the one he never knew existed. But when he finally meets them, he realizes something strange. They aren't here by accident. They knew about the land dispute before he did. And worse, they are connected to the people trying to take Heartland. A gut-wrenching possibility sets in. Was this all planned? Was he used as a pawn in a scheme to destroy his own family? The clock is ticking. If Amy's findings are true, then the fight for Heartland isn't over. It's just beginning. And this time, they might be facing an enemy they can't fight with just loyalty and resilience. This time, the battle is against the law itself. With the truth finally laid bare, the family realizes they have only one chance to save Heartland. The land that has been in their family for generations is slipping through their fingers. And if they don't act fast, they could lose everything. Amy, exhausted but determined, refuses to let Heartland fall. She gathers every piece of evidence, every record, every piece of history that proves Heartland belongs to them. But it's not enough. The legal battle is more complicated than they thought, and the opposing side is powerful. Wealth, influence, and decades of silent planning have given them the upper hand. Lou, using her position as mayor, calls in every favor she has: old friends, powerful allies, and even past rivals. She is willing to do whatever it takes to make sure Heartland stays in their hands. But the deeper she digs, the more dangerous the situation becomes. The people they're up against don't play fair. They have resources, they have lawyers, and they have something even more dangerous: secrets. Jack, knowing this battle isn't just about money or land, takes a different approach. He goes back to the one thing that has always mattered most: family history. He searches for old letters, forgotten agreements, and the original deeds to the land. And then he finds it: a loophole, a mistake in the opponent's claim. It's small, almost invisible, but it might be their way out. Tim, after wrestling with his own emotions, finally gets his answer. His child was indeed connected to the enemy, but not by choice. They had been lied to, manipulated into thinking Heartland was stolen land. And now, for the first time, Tim has a chance to do what he never did before, be there. He chooses to trust them, to believe that they want the truth as much as he does. And together, they uncover something that changes everything. As the final legal showdown approaches, the family stands together, ready for whatever comes next. The future of Heartland is at stake, but this time they won't back down. They have fought for this land before, and they will fight for it again. When the final ruling is made, the truth is revealed. The land belongs to the Fleming Bartlett family. The enemy's claim is invalid. The betrayal, the sabotage, the fire, it was all part of a desperate plan to take Heartland away. But in the end, loyalty, love, and justice won.